The future moves fast. The AvePoint Shift Happens podcast is your edge, where leaders unpack AI, data, modern work, and the mindset shifts that turn change into advantage. Hear what top innovators are trying next and how to make it work. Visit avpt.co/shift today.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thank you for tuning in to the latest edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. Whether you're listening during your commute, while working out, or just relaxing at home, we appreciate you. Every download, every listen, and every subscription means a lot. Up next, the 12 Kyle podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. And thank you for subscribing to the latest edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I am your boy, 12 Kyle. Man, check this out. On this episode, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. At the time of this recording, there has been a lot of discussion, a lot of outrage about the NFL halftime show. Now, you know, I normally don't do current events, but every year I do and will give you a NFL preview or some type of NFL topic as the season starts, and the NFL season has started. At the time of this recording, this past week, it was announced that Kendrick Lamar would be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. And that's a big deal because, one, it's always interesting to see who gets selected. And it's always interesting also to see what the fallout is from whoever gets selected. Because every year, at least it seems for the last 5 or 6 years, there's always been some type of discussion or discourse, for that matter, about who is actually headlining the show. And so I wanted to talk about it because it's a hot topic, and what better place to talk about it than on this podcast. And I'll be honest, on social media, I saw a lot, but I managed to stay out of those conversations because I just really didn't feel like it was worth talking about online. Because, you know, the discussion online can be a lot if you let it. But I wanted to bring it to the podcast because, like I said, I will give you an NFL topic every year when the season starts. And this year, this one's a hot topic right now. So let's kind of peel back the layers here. Let's address the commentary first that's being discussed online. It seems like a lot of people have had something to say about Jay-Z. Now, if you know, or maybe you don't know, Jay-Z was, I don't even know his official title, but he has been the over Rock Nation, and Rock Nation now does the entertainment for the Super Bowl halftime show. And I think they've done it since 2019, I think. So it's been a while, a couple of years. And, you know, Jay-Z was brought in to, in my opinion, kind of be the buffer between black folk and the discourse that happened in the fallout of the ban, if you will, for Colin Kaepernick. Many of you remember Colin Kaepernick, San Francisco 49er quarterback who chose to take a knee during the national anthem, created an uproar, was subsequently banished from the league. And I put that in quotes because he wasn't banished, but he was not re-signed. So I see that as collusion between the NFL owners, but that's another story for another day. Nonetheless, Jay-Z was brought in, I think, to be the buffer and kind of smooth things over between the community and its NFL fans, or at least some NFL fans, because other NFL fans don't care. So Jay-Z has been, I don't know, for lack of a better term, a whipping boy to some degree on social media since this has happened. And again, this is since 2019. So it's been everybody versus Jay-Z. And this week, it was no exception. We found out that in this announcement of Kendrick Lamar being named the headliner, that there were a lot of people in hip hop circles and a lot of people just across the world, particularly in this country, who didn't approve of it. And they really felt like he should have chosen the rapper Lil Wayne. Now, if you're not familiar with Lil Wayne, I don't know how, because Lil Wayne is one of the biggest rap stars ever. And Lil Wayne is from New Orleans, Louisiana, which is where the Super Bowl will be played next February. Keep that in mind. So, unbeknownst to me, Lil Wayne has silently had a little campaign about possibly performing in front of his hometown for the Super Bowl halftime. Again, it was something that he stated publicly that he would love to get the call for, but he was silently campaigning for it. I'm not sure if it was behind closed doors or what the situation was, but he wanted it. And who wouldn't want it? I mean, doing the Super Bowl is a once in a lifetime thing. I get it. But when Wayne was not selected, there were some people that got upset. Let me name a few. There were quite a few fans that got upset. And, you know, that's par for the course. People take to social media, Twitter X, and state their claim as to why they think their guy or girl should be headlining. But I'm going to read to you a couple of tweets. The first one is from Cash Money Records Birdman. And if you know, Birdman is Lil Wayne's mentor, label mate, group mate, father, if you will. Birdman says on Twitter X, "These niggas pussy," Pussi. And he adds Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Lil Wayne. YMCB, I'ma make these niggas respect on us, on Gladys, the GOAT. I'm assuming he said on Gladys. I'm assuming Gladys is his mother. I don't know, baby. I mean, I don't know Birdman, but, you know, I'm assuming that Gladys is his mother. And then Nicki Minaj, rapper who is also the protege of Lil Wayne. She took to Twitter. She said, quote, "Denying a young black man what he's rightfully put into this game for no other reason is your ego." And I'm assuming she's addressing this to Jay-Z. "Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne? Question mark. Lil Wayne? Question mark. The GOAT? Nola, what's good? Eminem stood firm for 50 Cent. Come out. A white man. Shit sad. House niggas ting. House nigga tings." But it's good for them. Good for them. No loyalty. Well, then niggas will keep sunning you. I'm assuming all of that is directed to Jay-Z. And then somebody responded to Nicki Minaj. And they said, the first rapper to headline the Super Bowl halftime show needed to be someone who would represent the art to its highest degree. That was not Lil Wayne in 2024. Nicki responded, "God will punish you. Mark my words." That man not only pushed his pen the hardest, but gave the game more than one hip hop icon as well on his watch. Represent the rap game. The best rapper don't represent rap game enough for you black people. Wow. If this don't hurt, blah, 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 blah. So I want to peel that back a little bit too as well. So Birdman and Nicki Minaj taking to social media to vent their frustrations was like a lot of people. And honestly, if you're being honest with yourself, you understand that it's to be expected. Lil Wayne's their boy. So I get it. I don't understand it, but I get it. And I'm not mad at Nicki nor Birdman for doing what they did. They're supposed to bump for their guy, but it just don't work like that. I mean, you can be mad at Jay-Z. Fans have been mad at Jay-Z about some of the people that have been selected to do the Super Bowls under his watch. And I'll get to that in just a second. But, you know, Jay-Z took over in 2019 as far as, you know, Super Bowl halftime entertainment. But again, he's not the person who makes the final call. But somehow he gets all of the blame. Hey, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? But again, I think he's being viewed as, or at least I viewed him as, the buffer between the fans, Roger Goodell, and this whole fallout from with Colin Kaepernick. So with that being said, let me tell you how it is decided that someone gets to perform for the Super Bowl. I'm going to read you this article that was published in the Charlotte Observer. And this article was published February 14, 2022. And it's a long article that details the process and talks about how and why the people who perform in the Super Bowl, not just the artists, but all the dancers, bands, whomever gets in it, they're not paid a dime, right? But I'm going to read you this piece of this article. And it says, the selection process begins with a panel, which includes officials such as the NFL's director of entertainment, folks from the NFL's production company, and the halftime show's director and producer. After a long, detailed process, a short list is handed over to the Super Bowl's hosting city for the final decision. Close quote. So, in other words, while Jay-Z could have been involved with Kendrick Lamar being selected to perform at the halftime show of the next Super Bowl, it wasn't his call as far as the final call. Again, there's a short list. For all we know, which we don't know anything, Lil Wayne could have been on that short list. I would assume that he was. And I'll talk about his accolades in just a second. But I'm going to assume that Wayne was, right? But it clearly says that the people who make the final call are city officials. What city is Lil Wayne from? He's from New Orleans. Where's the Super Bowl? New Orleans. And I think there's a level of expectation. It started with Wayne publicly wishing that he could perform at the Super Bowl, and who wouldn't want to perform in front of their hometown fans? I mean, keep in mind that the Super Bowl is global. It's all over the world, right? Hundreds of millions of viewers. So I get why he would want to perform and do his thing in his home city. But y'all get mad at Jay-Z. He ain't the one. I don't know. Again, I don't know what involvement he has in it. I'm sure he was in those meetings. I'm sure that he could have made a case for Lil Wayne. I'm sure that he could have made a case for Kendrick. For all I know, he could have nominated Memphis Bleak. Excuse me. Because Memphis Bleak still one hit away. But nonetheless, I say that in jest, but we don't know. So for all of the outrage, it really came off as really corny because these people were misinformed. It's solely not Jay-Z. And far be it for me, as critical as I've been of Jay-Z, I'm not going to bump for Jay-Z. But I will tell you that there were a lot of people this week on social media that were clearly loud and wrong. And they had all of the information that they could have found, they didn't find, because who does that? Who wants to search for information when you can just pull up your computer or you can pull out your phone and just say whatever and be ignorant about whatever it is that you're saying? But I digress. I tell you what, it's time to pay some bills. So let's take a quick commercial. On the other side, we'll talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl headlining and the fallout from it. Talk about Wayne, Kendrick Lamar, and we'll be back in just a second.
Some days you want a little extra oomph to your usual look. Whether that's lashes for days with the viral Liquid Lash Extensions mascara or awakening your eyes with a lasting lift and soft color with the Brilliant Eye Brightener, Thrive Causemetics is your go-to when you want to amplify your everyday look. Whether you want a simple, just got to get out of the door routine or full glam, you'll always look and feel like the best version of yourself with Thrive Causemetics. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. And for every product purchased, Thrive Causemetics donates to help communities thrive. So every time you use your favorite Thrive Causemetics product, you're helping communities you care about too. Amplify your everyday. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.
Maybe you recognize this voice. Andy Betterman here of the injury law firm Greenberg & Betterman. For over 35 years, we've been helping people in the DMV with auto accidents and medical malpractice. Get a free consultation by visiting gblawyers.com and feel better.
Are you feeling nostalgic for the golden eras of rap and soul music? If so, tune in to the Rap Soul Podcast. We are your weekly journey through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, spotlighting the music and the hidden gems that shaped the soundtrack of our lives. From the powerful beats to the soulful melodies, we bring you the best of the past with fresh insights and stories. Rediscover the music that defined a generation. Subscribe to the Rap Soul Podcast and enjoy the vibes. And just like that, we are back. Once again, it's your boy 12 Kyle. This is the 12 Kyle Podcast. And we're talking about the Super Bowl halftime show, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, and the fans. One thing I want to kind of convey, and I think this is very important, and I want you to truly understand this. And this is what I thought as I read the tweets over these past couple of days, as I saw the outrage about why Wayne wasn't selected. And then there was a back and forth between fans about how his catalog was and all this other stuff. I'll let you in on a little secret. You really don't care about who performs at the Super Bowl halftime. You don't. You think you do, but you don't. Almost all of you don't, myself included. I mean, the world doesn't stop nor spin based on who we think should be performing. The reality is there were a lot of people that jumped online this week, and they only jumped online just to be fake mad. And I say that because I see it a lot. I see it almost every day. And it's almost like sometimes I want to just tweet out like, what are y'all going to be fake mad about today? This week it was Lil Wayne being snubbed to headline the Super Bowl. But nobody cares. I mean, you really don't care. And some people honestly, truly wake up like this and say, hey, what am I going to be mad about today? Let me scroll up and down the timeline, pick a topic, and here we go. While everybody's entitled to their opinion, me included, like I said, a lot of people just fake mad about this stuff. And nobody is owed the opportunity to perform and headline the Super Bowl halftime show. And you're definitely not owed it because it's in your city, your host city. That happened a few years ago where the headliner was Dr. Dre. And the Super Bowl happened to be in Los Angeles. And of course, Dr. Dre brought out Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. Snoop Dogg, he's from Long Beach. Kendrick Lamar, he's from Compton. So it just happened. I mean, Jay-Z will tell you the same. He said this years ago.
No, Tampa's next year. I love Tampa Bay. I don't have no idea who's from there, who performed. So you start running into that problem. If you start doing that, and sometimes it may happen and it may line up that the person is from the city that they perform, but you don't want to get into that space because
I mean, there it is right there from the horse's mouth. So what I also want to do is give me a second here. I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to read to you the performers that have performed at the Super Bowl. And I want you to just kind of go along as I read some of them to you. And I'll just start. Let's start in 1990. Let's start in 1992. So 1992, Super Bowl headliner was, let's see, Winter Magic, a salute to the Winter Olympics. Super Bowl in 1993, Michael Jackson. 94, Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, The Judds, and Travis Tritt. 95, the theme was Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, with performances from Patti LaBelle, Indiana Jones, Teddy Pendergrass, Tony Bennett, Arturo Sandoval, the Miami Sound Machine. 1996, Diana Ross. 1997, The Blues Brothers Bash was the theme, starring the Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd, John Goodman, and Jim Belushi. ZZ Top, James Brown. 98, Motown salute to Motown's 40th anniversary. Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves, The Temptations, Queen Latifah, and the marching band from Grambling State University, HBCU in the house. 99, celebration of soul and salsa and swing. Performances by Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and Savion Glover. So then we move into the 2000s. The theme was Tapestry of Nations. Performers were Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, Tony Braxton. Let's see, the Georgia State University choir, just to name a few. 2001, Kings of Rock and Pop, Aerosmith and NSYNC. I was about to say NYC, NSYNC. 2002, tribute to those killed in the September 11th attacks. Performance was headlined by U2. 2003, Shania Twain and No Doubt. 2004, Janet Jackson, Puff Daddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, and Jessica Simpson. Wow, that's an interesting lineup. 2005, Paul McCartney. 2006, The Rolling Stones. 2007, Prince and the Florida A&M Marching 100 Band. 2008, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. 2009, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. 2010, The Who. 2011, it was a mix of people. The Black Eyed Peas were the headliners. Also performing Usher, keep that in mind, Slash, the Prairie View A&M Marching Band. 2012, Madonna. There's a list of people on here from Circus du LA to Nicki Minaj, CeeLo, CeeLo Green, Andy Lewis, Avon High School Drumline, a bunch of bands on here, a couple of college bands, Southern University, shout out to them. 2013, it was in New Orleans. They didn't call Lil Wayne in 2013. Beyonce performed along with Destiny's Child. Let's put a pin in that. 2014, Bruno Mars, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. 2015, Katy Perry, also with help from Lenny Kravitz, Missy Elliott, Arizona State University Marching Band. 2016, Coldplay featuring Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Mark Ronson, the University of California Marching Band. University of California at Los Angeles. I think that's UCLA's band. 2017, Lady Gaga. 2018, Justin Timberlake. Is also the Tennessee Kids of University of Minnesota Marching Band. Let's see, 2019, Maroon 5. This is when Jay-Z takes over. Travis Scott, Big Boy, and the Georgia State University Marching Band. 2020, Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, with help from Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and Emmy Munez. 2021, The Weeknd performed solo, no help. And then 2022, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, with help from 50 Cent and Anderson .Paak. 2023, Rihanna, solo. She was pregnant. 2024, Usher, with help from Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri, Her, will.i.am, Lil Jon, Ludacris, and the Sonic Boom of the South. And that is it. So, in naming all of those people, again, one, they did perform in New Orleans a couple of times, and Lil Wayne wasn't called. And that's, you can say what you want about that. But again, I think some people got it twisted that just because the Super Bowl is in New Orleans that Lil Wayne should get a shot. And again, none of us know if he was nominated, if he made the short list. I will assume that he did, right? But the outrage was just kind of comical to me. With that being said, Lil Wayne, in my opinion, could definitely headline the Super Bowl. Lil Wayne is one of the greatest rappers we've had. He's definitely one of the best of his generation. And I've often said that when he's motivated, Lil Wayne is one of the best rappers out. Period. Hard stop. I don't know what else to say. That being said, it still doesn't equate to you having the opportunity to headline the Super Bowl performance. But he's definitely worthy. He's got a gazillion hits. I found it interesting that there were some who pushed back on Lil Wayne being headlining, and they mysteriously found some videos of some recent performances where Wayne was on stage and he might have been somewhat slizzard or high or both, and he forgot the words. Yeah, you can't come on and perform at the Super Bowl and forget your words. I mean, you got to be clear. So, that's I don't hold that against him because I don't know about those shows, right? I do know that you have to give them your A game. And could Wayne give them his A game? I definitely think so. And again, he's a great rapper, one of the best. And I think he's definitely worthy of that honor. But Wayne admitted himself that he was really mistaken in assuming publicly and voicing it publicly that he would even get a shot. And he got his hopes up and he got let down. And I thought that was big of him. But instead of you hearing me talk about what he had to say, I'll let you take a listen and judge for yourself.
First of all, I want to say forgive me for the delay. The delay on, just the delay. I want to say I had to get strength. I had to get strength enough to do this without breaking. I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love, and the support out there. Your words turned into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, and for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that, but I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. And so it hurt a whole lot. But y'all are fucking amazing. It made me feel like shit not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all. And that's an amazing reality. So, like I said, it broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together, but my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, my homies on sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. But I'm working on me, and I'm working.
And there you have it. So here's what we know. Kendrick Lamar was selected. Period. Kendrick Lamar is a phenomenal MC. He puts on a great show. And it can be said that Kendrick Lamar probably has had the best year in 2024 than any other artist right now, with maybe the exception of maybe Swift Taylor. Other than that, I don't know who you could put ahead of him. Obviously, you know about the beef that he had with Drake, and that, he's delivered us the song of the year. And one thing I will say about this show, you got to keep in mind the Super Bowl halftime show is only 14 minutes. So regardless of whether or not they bring someone else out with Kendrick, or if Kendrick's just out there by himself, it's 14 minutes. So if you were like me and you saw the pop out, which was incredible, go back and watch the pop out, man. The pop out was cold. If you saw the pop out, understand that, in my opinion, I don't know that his Super Bowl show is going to be better than the pop out. I just don't. I mean, now it'll have pyrotechnicians, all kind of, graphics and everything, and a gazillion dancers, and he might have the homies from the hood out there dancing again. Who knows? And we get a chance again to hear Kendrick do Not Like Us and hold that A minor for so long in front of the world. We should be so lucky. But regardless of whether or not I think it's going to be better than the pop-out, I think he will deliver a great show. He's definitely going to deliver a great show. But in seeing and hearing all the discussion this week, I had to ask the question, why the outrage? Where's it coming from? A couple of things. I think some folks just don't like Kendrick Lamar. And I'm cool with that. And Kendrick's clearly cool with that. They don't. some folks just don't like the West Coast. And I'm cool with that too. And Kendrick's clearly cool with that. He mentioned it in the song. And then there's some who really don't like Kendrick Lamar because he destroyed Drake in this beef, in this battle. And I'm cool with that too. I think that's kind of to be expected. And I did see some rumors, some unfounded rumors that Drake was offered the opportunity to perform in the Super Bowl as well. I don't know that that is true, but if it is, okay. He obviously turned it down. And I don't know if he was offered that this year or in previous years. It sounds to me like somebody's trying to change the narrative, but okay, let's say he was. That has nothing to do with this year. I really don't care. Here's what I will say. You know who else doesn't care? The NFL. They don't care about no beef. They don't care because you're mad. The NFL really and truly does not care that you're mad that they selected Kendrick Lamar and you wanted Lil Wayne. NFL don't care. Listen, the NFL doesn't even care about its players. You think they're going to care about whether or not you think your favorite guy should be up there rapping? They don't care. What you going to do? Cry. That's about all you can do. Cry. I mean, the NFL only cares about one thing. Green. They've made that perfectly clear. There was some fallout in some fans who said, hey, if Cap's not playing, we're not watching. You know what the NFL said? Peace. They don't care. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. You make up a very small fraction of what they channel their energy and money to. Watch an NFL game. I said this before in previous podcasts and it's worth repeating. Watch an NFL game and watch the advertisements. When you see the advertisements, ask yourself, are they marketing it to you or someone else? If you're outraged, they probably aren't marketing it to you. Those Chevy truck commercials that you see, probably not marketing it to you. It's going to middle America. That's who they're concerned with. And the NFL's objective is to, with the halftime show, is for them not to make you change the channel. That's their whole objective. That's their whole objective from the halftime. They want you that you've watched this game. They know that you're going to tune in for this game. They want to make sure that you don't go get some wings and pizza or some beer while the halftime show is going on. They want to keep you locked in for 3 hours. And for the most part, they have. And the reason why this has happened, and nobody talks about it, but the reason why this has happened is because of a TV show called In Living Color. I want to say it was 1991 or 92. I can't remember. But In Living Color was one of the most popular and big shows on TV. They aired on Fox. And this was before Fox even had a NFL package. This is when it was just NBC, ABC, and CBS. And so somebody at Fox came up with the clever idea to broadcast In Living Color live during the NFL's halftime, because they could time it up, because I think In Living Color came on at like 8:30 on Sunday nights. And this is before there was even a Sunday night football. That's how far back we're going, right? So they came up with that idea. And they said, hey, if we can set it up to where we can do a live show during the halftime, we can pull everybody from that who's watching that halftime show and have them watch us, and our ratings will go through the roof. And you know what? It worked. I want to say it was 92, because the following year, to combat that, the NFL said, you know what, we're getting Michael Jackson to come do our halftime show. Because listen, I went to the Super Bowl in 1987 to watch the Giants play the Denver Broncos. My uncle was playing for the New York Giants, Harry Carson, Hall of Famer, and the Giants won the game. But the halftime show, it was like a tribute to Disney or something like that. Like, I literally was about to fall asleep. It was that boring. The NFL basically said when In Living Color did what they did, and they pulled, and the records show In Living Color had ratings through the roof, and the NFL could see that their ratings dropped in that time frame, in that 15-20 minute time frame of halftime, because people knew, okay, when halftime comes, we don't have to watch this. Let's go over to Fox and watch In Living Color. And it worked. And the NFL said no more. We need to get these celebrities, and we need to get these big acts. And like I said, I read to you the acts, and it started with Michael Jackson. You're not leaving the telecast of the Super Bowl to watch In Living Color if Michael Jackson's performing, because Michael Jackson didn't perform on TV. You had to go see Mike in concert. And if you weren't fortunate enough to see him in concert, well, here's a free show that Michael Jackson's going to give you for 14 minutes. Why would I go watch In Living Color? In fact, I don't even know that, and I don't have time to look it up, but I don't know that In Living Color did that again. But they did it one time, and that changed the whole ball game as far as how the NFL would broadcast their halftime show. And it made them say, hey, we got to go get somebody or some acts that will bring people in and have people glued to the TV. And that's what it's been since 1992, 93. So I wanted to give you that history lesson for those of you who had the outrage this week. You needed it. In conclusion, you're going to watch the Super Bowl. I doubt very seriously that there are many people who will say, Lil Wayne's not performing, I'm not even going to watch. Because here's the thing. The Super Bowl celebrations last for like a week. So, and New Orleans is already an incredible host city for sporting events. So, who don't want to come to New Orleans and party? And the NFL all week long throws part, and it's so much money to be made, and so much money is going to funnel into that city. And to be honest, there will be concerts. So who's to say that Lil Wayne couldn't be on the concert? There are actually concerts. There's a concert Super Bowl Sunday outside of the stadium. And sometimes it's in another stadium, or sometimes it's someplace else. Sometimes it's directly outside of the stadium. Lil Wayne could perform there. Just because he's not performing on the big stage doesn't mean that he won't perform. But ultimately, I think it's a situation where you have to say, well, look, is it worth it? Again, the NFL doesn't care. So that's not to say that Lil Wayne can't perform, and it's not to say that people won't tune in, because the records show the Super Bowl is the most watched TV program every single year. Every single year. So guess what? People are going to tune in to the Super Bowl halftime show because the Super Bowl is being performed. They're going to tune in, and they're probably going to stay because of Kendrick Lamar. And some people will watch because of the brilliance of Kendrick Lamar. Others will watch just to be mad. Again. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for checking out this edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. The podcast drops every Thursday, every Sunday at midnight. If you haven't done so already, subscribe on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel. If you want to continue this discussion, we also have a channel on Reddit as well. Follow the podcast. You can listen on every streaming platform. Wherever you're listening right now, you can listen there as well. Make sure that if you want to follow us on social, hit us up on social as well. At 12 Kyle, at 12 Kyle Podcast. And if you're into merch, you can support the channel and support me financially by buying merch. In the description box, there is a link that says merch. Click that link and you can get 12 Kyle Podcast t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs like the one that I'm holding. And that's going to do it for me. Thanks again for checking out this edition of the 12 Kyle Podcast. I'm your boy 12 Kyle. I'll catch you guys next time. 5,000. Chill.
Working across teams is tough, but Asana helps you handle it. That's because Asana is where humans and AI coordinate work together. AI can spot roadblocks and assign work in a snap, so everything and everyone stays on track. That's how work gets handled. That's Asana. Visit us at asana.com. That's ASANA.com.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.